Hello, 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 hello Kick, hello Twitch, hello YouTube, and we are back again. Let's turn that down just a smidge. Hope you're all having a good one. Launching a little bit early today because why the hell not? No, I know why, because there's football on today. I might go catch the fourth quarter. Who knows? All right. Hope you all had a lovely Friday Eve. We are at corruption 666. Don't even ask me. Like, I didn't even realize. I was just like, what? I mean, if I had done some simple math, I would have realized when I was pushing corruption, like, oh, we're about to be in corruption 666, but now I'm just riding with it. How's that thing not dead? Oh, there it is. Delayed reaction. Oh. Sure. Give it to me. Shutter. No! Helmet? Wait, well, I don't want that garbage in my inventory. Let's go. What do we got? See, look, chat. We're screwed. The Running Man. I don't think I want any of this. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Melee fire damage and melee void damage and chance to apply frailty and chance to chill. I'm never gonna use it. Wonder, should we play as if a reset might? Like a reset is happening? If that's the case, I pick up almost nothing. What will it be? Replace. Oh. Omnis. Apparently necrotic, void, and poison all got crapped on. Dead, 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 nothing. No thanks. Goodbye. Welcome to the buzzsaw. Destroy. Destroy. Now, I was off on this build, saying, 500 corruption seems kind of like the upper limit. Here I am at 666. And we're still chunking, man. I'm glad we came back to this build. I'm glad I circled back on this build. Only played it for 2 days. I think the thing is, killing Aberoth was just like, build's over, and I don't think that's good. Poison damage. Here's hoping we get another affix on there. Oh, we got ambushed? Not a good spot to be in. Come on, fatty. Just was like, ugh, I cease to exist. Is that a good? Ooh. Because I think the 2% is static. You want 5%. 1% is static. 32% mana. Still, we got the max 5%. Low melee void damage. Still, I'll take it. Tanks. All right. Keep it rolling. Now, I mean, we could push corruption, but I mean, like, we're already at the magical corruption number, right? Now, let's just, like, push down. Further. Hey, Bike, hope you're doing well. Hey, what up, Nacho, man? How's it going, brother? I'm doing well. How about yourself, man? Swapped out Peak for double Phantoms and Leonine on the Rive Knight. Now you're farming 900 Corruption. Yeah, that build is good, man. Are you doing it with Apathy's Maw? Yeah. I think Apathy's is best in slot. I did the Rive build on Void Knight, but I used Sword Catcher just to be unique. It's cool. I feel like you got to do a bunch of extra steps, and ultimately at the end of the day, it looks kind of flashy because it's like, ooh, you got a +5 to Rive with your +4 on your Titan Heart? And it's like, it's okay. I don't think it defeats Apathies. It was just something different. Plus, I had a 3 LP Sword Catcher, so. I like your idea with the double phantom grips, because you don't need a siphon because you're already getting doom from apathy. So yeah, I could see that. 1 LP apathy, just so strong. Need a 3 LP sword catcher, and also with good skills to compare. Like you're saying, you're right, exactly. Like that, you know, that was a 3 LP sword catcher. I don't think I could ever get a 3 LP for the rest of my life. Well, probably, but to compete with a 1 LP apathy, it's just because apathy's already got so much flat damage on there. And because what I wanted to do is I didn't want to have to use peak. I was able to put a T7 melee critical strike chance on sword catcher, so I could just still leech without having to worry about 3LP Dreamthorn. Actually insane. You know, Dreamthorn always seemed kind of like a meme, but I don't know. It just always felt okay, you know? Wasn't that LB? Really? And it's a sword, and you get the block chance. I could see it. So you get the faster attack speed, you get the block chance. You could probably have an easier time finding any variation. Flat, slam flat. I assume you mean flat. Well, you lose area of melee hit, which is the biggest downside. That is true. I was able to get area, but 3LP is so easy to get on Dreamthorn, and you can do prophecies for it. Unlike apathies, where you gotta either go to the market or just farm the snot out of what's his face. Yep. I mean, do I have a Dreamthorn? I have 2 Dreamthorns. So, oh, that's where you gain on. Yeah, that's where you gain on apathies. You get that 40% void pen. Yeah, it makes up for not having as much flat. See, this is the sword catcher I had. When I slammed it, it did also have a T5 flat. But I wanted the melee critical strike chance. So that was the T7. Then I was able to get area for melee area skills. The shred armor was a T5, which I was okay with. But I was hoping to get the T5 flat void over that. But I guess the cool thing is this sword catcher is kind of like a universal one. Really liking double phantom. Again, super easy to get 3 LP on. So you don't need crit on the weapon, so you can slam a T7 flat. Yeah. Because, I mean, you get 130 base. You get 29 on top of that. And then if you have Frenzy, you get 45, which I had Frenzy on my boots. The thing I liked best about this was the bleed. So under Void Cleave, I was able to take this Vorpal Force. So Void Cleave could actually do some nasty hits. Well, you also got a pretty good Titan Heart. I think I remember you sharing it. That was nasty how good that was. Like, I only got 1 Titan Heart with a +4. Just a singular +4 to Rive on there. Sure, I'll take it. Not bad. It took me 2 mil favor to farm the Exalted to slam onto that 3 LP Titan plus 4 Rye T5 Vit T5% flat health. Hey man, I've never found a 3 LP Titan heart to save my life. Last cycle, I kept doing body armors and I kept getting 1 LP Titan hearts until like the last day of the cycle or something. Not the last day, but like the last 2 weeks. Same day I found the 3 LP, I got a 2 LP, like an hour apart from each other. Yeah. Happy for you, man. 2 LP is pretty achievable though. The 3 LP is like 1 in 20,000. Yeah. I actually found a couple 2 LPs this cycle. More than I found all of last cycle. So I don't know if it was bugged last cycle or something, because like I could not find a 2 LP if my life depended on it. They're like, you got 24 hours to farm a 2 LP Titan Heart. I would have been like, just kill me now. Last cycle. Would have been like, that. That's unachievable. What up, Niche? Have I played the Curse's favor per successful LP slam calculator? No. What is that? Computer Easy, thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. Select an item, LP, and slam result, and it'll tell you the average amount of favor you need. Oh, okay. Is that what he was working on the other day, Niche? I know I rated him one day, and it looked like he was in the spreadsheets working on something. He said it was a tool. Can get a copy if you go to his channel and type item drop tool. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. It's neat. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Niche. Easy E, how you doing, man? Or Computer Easy. Thanks for the sub yesterday. Also caught me after I hopped off. Dude, Computer Easy, man. He's legit. Thanks for subbing to the channel, and thank you for supporting our boy Nacho. No problem. You guys helped me with a question, so this is my thanks to you guys. Hey, man, anytime, bro. Anytime. I got you. I just want to see people enjoy their times on Last Epoch instead of like, you know, pulling their hair out. Help in any way I can. I know you were asking about that Warpath build the other day, and I didn't have a lot of answers for you. Other than, have you tried a sword in this node? What causes your health to jump around so much? Just taking damage? Yeah, so... damage and leech, pretty much. So, I don't have a lot of leech. What's causing the massive jumps is this. I'm in the area of smite. Because smite heals. So, I only have a 2% physical damage over time leech. This is my only source of leech. Is this physical damage over time. So it's nice and steady. I mean, 2% when you're applying 999 stacks of bleed to somebody, like, sure, the leech is nice. You apply it to a wide range of enemies, you'll get a nice healthy dose of that. But I think the jumps are mostly me taking damage and the smites healing me back up, along with that 2% leech to bleed. I mean, I know they say physical damage over time, but I mean, that's bleed, right? You haven't seen much 600 plus corruption life builds? Let me see. I've done a couple, but there's not a lot. Just the constant drops to 50 to 75%. Yeah, it happens. It happens. The rubber banding feels pretty good in this game. You know, if you want to see where it gets really insane is I pushed to over 900 corruption on the Void Storm build, the Void Hammers build. Since that uses the aura from Void Cleave using Aberoth's command, that gives you like a healthy dose of leech. So my health will be like A racing strike has a node that leeches 1 to 3% of a boss. Boss's max HP on hit. It's really fun for just face tanking, yeah. You swapped into the critical vulnerability applied by Void Cleave since Rive Third Strike crit caps so much faster than 1-2 Big Nice. Yeah, dude. If you put all 3 points there, you get a 150% chance to crit with Void Cleave, as well as the critical strike vulnerability. Just it's a nice buff. I think it's kind of sneaky for some people. You know, not everybody realizes like just how valuable it can be. I mean, obviously, a dum-dum like me, I was like, ooh, 150% chance to crit on top of the 2% base crit chance from the previous node? Bro, that's amazing. And then it's like, hey, you dum-dum. It's also applying critical strike, critical vulnerability, which makes you crit even easier. Bastion's Honor. Grim Constitution, not too bad. You guys are talking about Ward? Okay. I played a low-life Bleed Hammer's Pally just before launch. Was pretty nice. I didn't stick with it long enough to properly gear it out, but I had 9k ward and solid defense. Would have capped out around 22k ward. Stable with enough time. They nerfed ward into the ground with the most recent cycle. There's basically none for Sentinel now. It was all the axe and triple health to ward items. So not any new tech. They changed how retention works. Should still be doable, so you can't hold it. Yeah, you're talking about Vessel of Strife. Yeah, but Nacho, he's talking about using Cleaver Solution. That used to be like that was the OG way of playing Bleed Hammers. That was like the OG way of playing Bleed Hammers. But one thing that happened that kind of hit that build hard is they moved just flat health regen off of the relic. So now you got to put it in other spots that you would rather have something else instead of having to stack your flat health regen. You can still do it. It's still viable. You didn't plan to use Vessel? You weren't using Vessel of Strife. What were you using? Probably Twisted Heart. Right, you're stacking strength. It does if you're casting like an elemental spell. And the percent HP. Yeah, I think Niche, let me double check before you post any links. I'm pretty sure I still have you as kosher. You're somebody who can post links in my stream without a subscription. Hold on. If you're not, I'm gonna make sure that you are. Because I know you're not a troll. Yeah, Niche, you'll be good to post links. And percent HP. Okay, so you're using 3 different slots. So you're using Cleaver Solution, obviously the experimental affix on the gloves. Well, not obviously, but possibly using the experimental affix on the gloves, and then you're using Last Steps. You're using Frostbite gloves with experimental. Okay. Which that got a nerf as well. In Discourse? Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. I'd be interested to see it. Because Frostbite got nerfed. I think you need like Salt the wound got to be best in slot. Well, the thing is, all of the items that he was talking about, so like Cleaver Solution had... So yes, Cleaver does cause bleed, but Cleaver also had a node where you did more damage to bleeding enemies. That got removed this cycle. So in terms of damage, you'd be, yeah. I mean, if you had like a 3-4 LP Cleaver Solution, you could still have a good amount of bleed. You'd obviously lose the implicit chance to bleed that you get from a Dragon Bone, but you could technically have all of these stats. Salt the Wound, I would say, is best in slot just because of the sheer amount of physical penetration you can get with bleed. If you were using something like a Twisted Heart, I'd be really curious to see how that works, because if you're doing physical damage, you're not casting any physical... Well, no. Okay. I think I know where Niche is coming from. He's probably using the Smite. Smite is a fire spell. Smite is a fire spell, but here's the problem. Smites off of idols got nerfed. Assuming that's what he was doing, but those also got nerfed. So you're only going to be able to cast that 10 times per 2 seconds. No Smite. Then how were you... What do you mean Smite doesn't have an elemental tag? It's right there. Fire spell. That's not elemental. It's an element. Does it have to be a literal elemental tag? Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fair. So I know. Okay, here. So let's check real quick on the Sorcerer, because I was using Twisted Heart on my Sorcerer. Let's see if it has elemental in any of the tags. Okay. So let's check something out here. Let's go to the... Do I have access to the arena? I do not. Okay, well, here. We can start walking towards there. So Fireball does not have an elemental tag. It has a fire tag, but not an elemental tag. Let's see if that procs. It is. So Fireball is just fire, spell, and intelligence, and it's proccing Twisted Heart. As you can see, I'm losing health and gaining ward. When you directly... Never mind, it wouldn't even work anyway, because you got to directly cast. You would have to directly cast it. You couldn't just proc it off of hammers. Yeah, which is what I'm curious about. Hold up. Sure, let's use one of these. Put smite here. All right, because smite needs a target. Right. Okay. So it does not work. It has to be directly cast. My understanding is Elemental is a super tag that includes Fire, Ice, and Light. We've already proven that one, Air Dragon. But hey, it's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you, man. So I'm trying to see how Twisted Heart... I mean, other than, well... Maybe he was running Twisted Heart just because it gives cast speed and a large amount of strength? Found Lake, not sure. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay. Strength, chance to bleed if wielding an axe. Damage over time, chance to bleed. Crusader gauntlets. T7. T7 of current. Like, you gotta find that, right? Health. Chance to bleed on Thorn Slinger. Bone Amulet. Dawn Helmet. Oh man, rest in peace, Dawn Hamlet. Dawn Helms. Dude, I remember those, bro. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Dawn Helm. No longer in the game. It is gonzo. And then Exsanguinous. Okay. And you still have 3,803 health. We're just... These two modifier. What about here? Health. Where are these all health? Oh, that's where it's all coming from. I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, okay. So the 105 intelligence. And Abyssal Echoes, curious. Let's look at the skills. Spect into Shield Rush, Hammer Throw. Picking up the ward retention from Holy Aura. Using the secret tech. Curious. Not using time loss wisdom. Get your mana back quick. Using Abyssal Echoes for the extra dot damage. Okay. And then the attack speed buff. Mana regen is from shield. Okay, let me... Mana gained on block. but 50% mana cost increase. Throwing damage, so -5. No throwing attack speed. Oh, well, on the gloves. I guess that would work. Well, you did take max in the hammer. This is during Room Master patch. If ward retention formula is different now, the resting ward might be lower. The best sword builds reset. Rest at like 10k now, but really anything over 5 or 6k is plenty as long as you can get it back quick enough. Otherwise, it's useless. It wasn't high DPS, but it was okay enough. Definitely could go further with the build into aspirational setup, but it was fun. Yeah, that looked fine. I gotta check one more thing. Yeah, this had the more multiplier, more damage to bleeding enemies. That's gone now. You could still use it. And +1 to all skills. Yeah, you're... I mean, okay, so... by using Horns of Icaros, you're losing out on the physical pin with bleed and chance to bleed on hit. Plus you get 13%, 13 intelligence. I mean, you get a lot of strength from Horns. Don't get me wrong. All right, let's get back to the gameplay. No ward bleeder. Yeah, I like that. Need a bandage? That's nice. Wait, do you still have the character niche? Just saying. If you got curious about it. Maybe after the VR rework. Are you not a big volatile reversal fan? Oh, oops. Even though that build required it for single target DPS. Right. The thing is, looking at it, I would have concerns about it doing enough damage with the way bosses work now. Where, like, you just have to be able to deal a certain threshold of damage. I don't think the ward, in my opinion, I don't think the ward decays fast enough for some builds. And then you're stuck trying, well, then you got enough ward, so it could be possible. Because then you'd be playing the game of trying to apply enough bleed stacks and then surviving long enough.
Stand down or die.
Okay, I'll take it. You convince me. You convince me. Twist his arm. Yeah, fine. I'll take a T7 mana on an Oracle Amulet. Fine. Twist my arm. I get rid of it. Dude, Nacho, thank you so much for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. I think he's just dead. Bye.
This world is a dead god for a dead world. Pathetic.
Come over here. Oh, I was standing right on the corruption beam. Oops. Yeah, yeah. No, most of the time I dodge out the way, but he gave me a stun. I didn't realize I was standing on top of one. I was like, hammer, 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 and then dead.
My shadow will cover this world once more. Pathetic. My vengeance will be paid in ash. This hate, this despair, oblivion burns within me. Do you think my defeat changes anything? This world is gone. You will be forgotten. Power in my shadow.
And he did. Didn't catch me with a cheeky stun today. That's whatever. I mean, I guess it's worth just continually slamming these until you get like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just keep feeding them to the nemesis. 9 LP Shirley. Surely you're joking. I'm not joking. And don't call me Shirley. Goodbye. Barf. Poison damage. You know what? I'm gonna do. Oh, let's check out this other stuff. Oops. Because that's what I want. I want an Omnis with poison damage on it. 42% poison damage to be exact. That's why I use Omnis.
I cannot do that.
So Nacho, do you think we're gonna get a reset? What do you think the people are gonna vote on? If we already had this conversation, my bad. Just finished starting over with a new character and play Forge Guard with menu build. Geez, those Phantom Marines are quite good. They're good. Yeah. I like the fact that they have a usefulness even if you're not a minion build. You can still just use them for the flat crit chance, and then they have critical strike chances and implicit. And I think they already had... I think they already have just like flat, no, well not flat, but like percent crit chance on there beyond the implicit because they're a brass ring, right? Let's look up Phantom Group. I clicked on this, not that. No, they don't. They have, because they're a copper ring, not a brass ring, excuse me, because they're a copper ring. They have percent critical strike chance, and then they come with flat critical strike chance. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, those Phantom Grip rings are nice, Mark. People vote no, EHG still resets. That is your prediction. Let me guess, they're going to say it's something like, oh, it was too close to call, so... whoopsh. And only they have the results. I think I've already stated my opinion. If it resets, oh well, I'll keep playing. If it doesn't, oh well, I'll keep playing. Hope they reset it just to see if any dupe gold shenanigans happen again. Oh, dude, if that happens again, dude, like, they need... Okay, so here's the thing. If the reset does happen, pardon my French, but EHG needs to make sure their shit don't stink, because brother and sisters and everybody in between, if there is another gold dupe, bruh, that will be devastating. But if we don't reset, we're stuck having no chance of buying those million gold worth items. Yeah, because everybody thinks everybody still has millions of gold. That was my understanding. That's what Dreadful said. He thinks what's affected everybody is the mentality of the player. Everybody still thinks that there's all this gold out there that it hasn't left. It hasn't gone to buying stash tabs or gone into the whatchamacallit. I hate it when they put a tower on top of like a mage or a nemesis. This is annoying. Yeah, because, I mean, here's the thing. I play Circle of Fortune. Excuse me, I'm trying to have a conversation with my chat, please. Just go away. And I also want to slam this, so. I play Circle of Fortune, and I take the bonus gold. I buy the occasional stash tab. I'm sitting on 6 mil. Roughly. That's whatever, probably low. How are you supposed to have 100 mil if you can't sell one item, right? I mean, I guess if you find that unicorn item and you sell it and you charge 500 mil for it and somebody buys it, you're Gucci, right? So we're serious about the corruption level there? Yeah. No, yeah, like yesterday I was just randomly pushing corruption. I wasn't like trying to adjust the numbers or anything and make sure I hit it. I pushed the corruption, I looked, I'm like, oh, I'm at 666 corruption. I'm like, this isn't good, is it?
I cannot do that.
Look at it. It's eating my hammers, man. I was like, dude, I'm not doing a lot of damage to these big guys. It's because all my hammers are getting despawned by this. What is this? A pillar? A column? It goes through the crystal. It goes through the crystal, but no. Apparently the column is just too OP. Report bug, brother. I don't know if they can even handle that. There's like so many examples of just like one object just despawns your hammers. What would you rather want more? A new master per class or a new class with 3 masteries? So a new mastery per class or a new class with 3 new masteries. So that's either 5 new masteries or 3 new masteries, huh? Interesting question mark. New class or new masteries? Obviously, new class would bring new masteries, but I mean, I think that one's pretty much solved for me, Mark. I'll let you guys guess what I would say. What would Babbling Bike say? I think Mark already knows what I'd say. He just asked the question. Come on, you know this, Mark. You already know this. You may not know the exact reasoning, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'd say. Melee fire damage. Okay, you know what? I'll let it ride. You are correct, but not on the reasoning. The reason is all I play is Sentinel, so that'd give me another Sentinel mastery. Easy. Easy. Yeah. New options to make my Sentinels even better. Oh. Am I going to do a quadra drip on this Void Knight? Dip on this Void Knight? Let us see. I mean, what could they add to Sentinel, though? Like, I think it'd be easier for them to make a new class and 3 new masteries, to be honest. And, you know, whatever's easier for EHG. That'd be cool. Of course, I would love to have a new mastery for Sentinel, just for more options, you know? Like, what kind of fantasy could they achieve? Samurai class? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I could see that. Hellborn Sentinel. Okay, I could see the samurai bit. Hellborn. Hellborn Sentinel Mastery. Now, the first one that popped into my mind is like the Juggernaut, right? Because like all the masteries kind of have, well, so the class as a whole has, oh, is that a crit? Oh my god. Oh, I got hit by the Covenant. The Covenant of Dominion. I heard the sound effect. Jeez. So, if you guys didn't know, the only way I'm achieving critical strike avoidance on this class, on this build, is through blind. I must have not tagged that guy. So, holy frick. Jeez. Yeah, dude, if I had 5k more life, I would have survived that. I mean, simple. Jeez. Yeah, so the first mastery that popped in my head when you mentioned that, Mark, was like the Juggernaut type thing, because like Sentinel as a whole is kind of seen as like the tanky class. What if they really like leaned into it with just a full-on mastery of just like uber, like he's all about like spiked armor and reflecting damage, like really leaning it, like, because right now Sentinel has a few pieces around there, but it's not, you can't really like hardcore build it. Like the Shield Bash build is like an example of a vampire based melee that gets tankier with leech. So I have thought it, I didn't think about a class, but I thought about an item that could do that, and I feel like they can't do that. Because Leech in the game is pretty strong. Its main drawback is how much health you have. But Leech, like, if you add an item to the game that gives you like an overshield, like what's that dude's name from League of Legends? It's like starts with a V. Vladimir, right? He can gain like an overshield of blood if he, depending on how much health he gets back from some of his abilities. But it would be too strong. It would be too strong. Like if you're like, you would have to, like, let's say your character has, because you could easily get an exalted, like, I didn't use a mage, right? So you could easily get like an exalted two-handed axe to have a huge, like we're talking like 60% damage leached his health. And if you were able to retain that like ward, brother, it would just be too strong in my opinion, man. Like, dude, I feel like they've already done a few things that already put a number of eyeballs on Sentinel, and I'm like, no, just leave Sentinel alone, all right? Just they can't now, no. Because I feel like every time they buff Sentinel, they end up having to nerf it in some way that makes it just feel worse. Oh, we're gonna fix Sentinel and make it feel better. Here's this new toy. Oh, shit. It's too powerful. We gotta nerf it. i.e. healing hands in 1.0. Void Knight skill nerf incoming. Volatile reversal. I assume you're talking about volatile reversal. Yeah. Because volatile reversal, I see positives and negatives to this. Because volatile reversal as a whole is kind of like, so volatile reversal is a bit of a gatekeeper to the class, right? Some people just don't like the flashing away. They won't even touch Sentinel just because they know you have to take volatile reversal. It's very strong. I like it a lot because I just had to get used to it. And then I was like, oh, I kind of like, you know, juking some of those moves. And I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. Charge through the enemies. Woohoo! I like it. But at the same time, it's hard to buff anything or add anything to Sentinel because you got this staring at you in the face. You see what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a little rough to add anything to Sentinel or make something do more damage because then all of a sudden you pair it with volatile reversal. Now it's too strong, right? So they've announced that they're going to be reworking the skill and distributing its power. I just have concerns because I feel like EHG has not had the best track record. I feel like EHG has not had the best track record in removing something and then replacing it. By the way, do you want to see the most epic shield rush ever? I made this with the Bleed Paladin. I accidentally did it from left to right. Completely blind while clearing the mono, then took a while to get the full path successful again. Okay, let's see this. Oh, I see what you mean. You did it from left to right. So now you did it right to left. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Thank you for the likes over on YouTube, guys. Share it? Oh, yeah. Let me, had to go right to left, right. Shield Rush is so sweet. Shield Rush is nice. When you don't hit an invisible rock or I'm just there's also like little tricks. There's little tricks you can do with it. So, I don't have it really on this character, but like, let's say you're running 3 points and catching up and you get the movement speed. And like, let's say you have like a temporary haste bonus. So you're like running up, haste, then you jump back with volatile reversal and then run. You'll maintain the extra speed for the duration of your shield rush. You won't just like randomly lose speed in the middle of your shield rush. You'll maintain it until you finish it. So it's kind of cool. So like especially if you're running that on volatile reversal, jump back, run, you know, go shooting forward. How come nobody tries the non-spiral hammer? What do you mean? Well, which non-spiral hammer are you referring to? There's a couple of them. Yeah, I see what you mean, Niche. Okay, why does nobody use chain hammers? And then the Nova one. Nova one is pretty powerful. But it's going to depend on what you're trying to do. Nova is not as powerful as Spiral. Well, I killed myself in that one. So... So Nova is not as powerful with this kind of build because when these are spiraling, they can hit like one hammer can hit multiple times, right? But when you take Nova, right? So on Catapult, hammer throw launches additional hammers. Hammers from the same throw cannot hit the same enemy unless they spiral. Hammers from the same throw. Right? So this spawns 4 extra projectiles. That gets cut down because we have Iron Spiral. So if you removed Hammer Vortex and Iron Spiral and you use this just as is, you would throw the hammers like in a cone. But the thing is, you couldn't shotgun with it because Catapult specifically says if it's from the same throw, so even if you have multiple hammers going out, only one hammer would count. It's just it's about mass hitting at that point. Whereas, you know, something like Nova would then allow you to throw it in a Nova, but at the same time, you still couldn't like shotgun with it. And when you're doing a build like what I'm doing, you're trying to get the hammers to proc as many times as you possibly can and be as efficient as possible with each click of the button or hold down. So Nova's very powerful when you're making the damage of the hammers just ungodly. It feels really good because then you have more control. You can aim it a little bit better as opposed to something like Spiral. Because Nova goes... Volka's Nova hammers is obscene for Arena. He actually deleted the guide for Paladin. Can you believe that? Nova hammers is no longer listed on max roll for Paladin. Why is that? He moved it to Forge Guard. He feels Forge Guard is a better class to use on because of some of the new toys. Some of the new toys that Forge Guard got. He felt like Nova hammers worked better. It's still Nova hammers. It's just using the Forge Guard skill tree over the Paladin. Paladin does not have that many builds left anymore. After Paladin essentially ruled 1.0 with the Healing Hands debauchery. Paladin is just like they have very few builds. It's because now like this side of the tree is more interesting for Void Knight. Void Knight always had a very interesting side of the tree. Paladin had an okay side of this tree. Forge Guard used to have just an absolute junk side of the tree, but now they're a lot more interesting. You have a lot more breakpoint stats, right? You know, taking less damage over time, gain physical resistance, fire pin per strength, throwing attack critical strike multiplier, throwing crit chance per 5 dexterity. You think Bleed Hammers is even better on Forge Guard? Well, here's the one thing that Paladin has in the bleed department over Forge Guard. They get a large amount of armor with the shield. That doesn't really matter. You're a Forge Guard. Hit, you gain armor, right? You're able to get shield wall. You're able to get that 5% block chance. They might actually have something like that over here. Block effectiveness. That's if you're using Ring of Shields. Hold up. Because you can take the bleed node here. Smelter's Might. There is a lot of shield support, yeah. But with Penance, Penance is kind of like a Kiss Curse. You get a lot of bleed chance with it, but you also also have a chance to have bleeding inflicted on you if you get hit. But you also get Redemption. This is something Forge Guard does not have. You get 49% physical pen with bleed. That's pretty large. You combine that with all the other bonuses. Whew. You also have a chance to be granted damage. And increased damage. Well, actually, no. You have a chance to be granted damage 49%. In the event that that does proc, the damage is increased by 49%. What you're mostly looking for is the 49% physical pen with bleed. Because the physical penetration with bleed is just like a universal. You'll always have it. But if you receive a stack of bleeding from Penance, then you have a chance to be granted extra damage. Forge Guard has Lethal Strike. Let's take a look at it. %1 per 5 strength. And you have to go melee. You have to go melee for that. You have to invest at least 4 points for melee critical strike multiplier. Which, I wonder though, Nacho, you might be onto something. Would the melee critical multiplier also apply to Salt the Wound? Or does it have to be just base generic critical strike multiplier? Or could added melee critical strike multiplier also be applied to the physical pen over bleed? Overall, you can gain a lot more defense. That's true. So you would get some increased health here, as well as might. Strength. I will say, I do feel like Reverence of Duality is better. It's kind of generic, but at the same time, 24% health, 24% damage, 24% mana. Those are all, like I said, it's kind of generic, but at the same time, I mean, 24%. Percent can be huge if you got the right amount of flat. Forge Guard scales armor instead of health better. Okay, so let's think about this. So you can pick up some health. You can pick up some health. Sadly, physical pen with Forge Strike. Yeah, that's unfortunately. Now you could pick up something like Shield Breaker, but I feel like you'd be burning through too much mana to justify the physical shred stacks. Champion of the Forge, increased critical strike chance with a two-hander. Well, you wouldn't be using a two-hander. More damage per 1 mana cost. And it does include mana regen. You know, maybe justify Shield Breaker. Hammer and anvil, armor shred chance. You don't really need that. You need shredding the physical. Armor with a shield, that's true. They do have that. And then you can take less fire damage taken per 10% over cap. That healing light channeling build was so cool. I'm gonna grind some more bike. Cheers. Catch you later, Mark. Thank you for being here. Frailty chance with a shield could be nice. Okay, so what on Paladin do we use in the build? Not much. We use Sigils of Hope. We use Sigils of Hope and we use Holy Aura. Obviously, you cannot get Holy Aura on Forge Guard, but you could get Sigils. So you would lose out on the haste chance, the 9% haste chance. You can possibly make that up with a Quicksilver Coil or another source that I might not be thinking of. Your dot mitigation ceiling can be higher. True. Because you would have more armor. I don't know if I like the change to Stalwart. Because there's now a cap on it, right? So it used to be like 3% increased armor, but there was no cap. It's now 5% increased armor, but in last 10 seconds, same thing as before, but now it stacks up at 10. Believe me, there were some times, bro, under the old one when I was playing Forge Guard, like I had like 50 stacks. Like I was getting hit. And I guess you could double up. If you've been hit recently, you have increased. If you have been hit recently, you increased armor. What? If you have been hit recently, you increased armor. You. Yeah, EHG, I don't know how I feel about the wording of battle hardened. If you have been hit recently, you increased armor. Like, what did I do? I increased armor? Only you can prevent increased armor. And this isn't a stack, right? Yeah, you just get increased armor. So you'd have to put X number of points. I think it's just a number of like the really cool paladin builds just got kind of erased with Cycle 1.1. Smite hammered in. Sorry, it's pretty much gone now. I tried playing it yesterday. If you guys remember that, if you were here, I jumped into Legacy on a Smite hammered in build. It did not go well at 700 corruption. Now you could argue the corruption was too high, but that's the thing. I used to clear that just fine. So there's one build that kind of went into the ether. Nova hammered in, arguably stronger on Forge Guard now. They really need to give Paladin lightning support? What do you mean? I feel like Paladin has the strongest lightning support. Yeah, they got like here. Paladin, you deal increased fire, lightning, and physical damage equal to your percent health, right? So up to 100% based on your health total. We don't necessarily have to count that, but it's kind of baked in. And then you have this note right here, Holy Precision, critical multiplier with lightning skills, 10% per point. Up to 100% critical strike multiplier with lightning skills. Obviously, anybody could use smite, but you can convert it to lightning. Do you think there needs to be more beyond that? Yeah, but not enough. Okay, so what would you like to see added? Ravenous Void. Okay. Doesn't matter. Hate fighting the Gorgons anyway. Later. let's see. Yeah, that one just sucks. I knew it, man, dude. They're at the third quarter. Dolphins are getting chewed up and spit out. What am I farming for? I'm just farming. I don't have any prophecies really going on right now. I guess we could push into 700 corruption. Should we push into 700 corruption, chat? Done. We're leaving 666 behind. Bye-bye. Oh, let's see. Oh, my gosh. Physical penetration would bleed. I mean, that's cool. I want the health. I mean, sure, we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up. Gloves, two-handed axe, boots, amulet. So if I did my math right, we should be around 720 corruption. 732. Okay, I was off.
I cannot do that.
I should grab like some armor prophecies. Try and get some better champion regalias. All right. Time for the favorite part of everybody's day, prophecy shopping. The Stolen Lance. Sure. I'll go kill Buddy. These are both exalted armor. Sure. Likelihood of getting an actual piece of body armor. Body armor. Shade of Orbis. Just for 2? No thanks. Bye. Exalted armor. Nope. Next. Exalted boots. Sure. You got me to click. I'd rather take that one. It's not a lot. Shade of Orbis. Cool. Rare armor, rare armor. You know what? I'll give it a shot. Emperor of Corpses. Sure, I'll go pay my old friend a visit. Nope. Hell no. Oh, there was a rare. There was a rare node. Temporal Sanctum. Or Age of Winter. Sure, I'll go kill Hera. Oh, there was another armor one there. Death of a boss. I'll take that. Okay, cool. Let's go kill this guy and then go kill Emperor of Corpses. Well, I could probably do him multiple times, but I could go do that. I can. I have the will and the desire. Okay. No.
I cannot do that.
What do you mean I can't do that? What is it? It's a reach of the grave. Goodbye. Sure, I'll break it down. Glyphoven. Oh. Zero stability? That's preposterous. I'm very stable. Oh, old friend.
Come for the lands, have you? Ha! You shall die trying. This lance will make me a god.
Where are you going? Oh, wait. No, I'm doing a prophecy, right? Barf. Okay. Come over here. Man, do you guys remember when 1LP Wings of Argentus was like, sure, I'll take it just for old time's sake. Apocalypse, Forge, Apocalypse, Myrmidon, but sure. Okay. Still pretty rare. I think they made it easier to find. I think a 1LP Wings. It's a 10% chance now. It used to be like point something. So then you mix in your corruption level, your circle of fortune bonus. It's not as rare anymore. No, it's not. That was a change at 1.1.
This lance will make me a god.
Where are you going? I'm just gonna walk away. We're just looking for better champion regalia. So this one I got vitality, health. The fire damage was from a different build. I don't really care about the fire damage right now. I would like to have something like this, except with a T7 exalted percent health. How long until reset to 0? We're not sure, Firewolf. They've come out and they said that, so originally it was planned for like September 19th, somewhere around there, and then there was a lot of pushback, and so then they came out and said, well, listen guys, the reason why we're doing this is you're not getting a cycle till Q1 2025. So with that in mind, would you like a reset? And they're asking. It's now up to the people now. It's up to a poll. Whereas before they were saying they were just doing it and they didn't offer any context other than we're just going to do this. Yay! Which I felt like they should have led with that, with the statement they made recently. Like, hey guys, hate to break it to you, but you're not getting another cycle until Q1 2025. So we're resetting the current one. Or putting it to a poll then. But they didn't do that. They just said they were going to reset the cycle. So we don't know. There was a lot of pushback. Nacho over here is theorizing that they're just going to reset the cycle anyway, regardless of the poll results. That'd be kind of funny. Like, hey, you guys all voted no. We disagree. We're resetting by. Q1 2025 fiscal year Q1. That'd be a Blizzard move. So fiscal year quarter one in 2025 is March. No, is January, February, March. Well, we got this patch in July, so at least 6 months. They're supposed to be bringing some improvements with the event that they have planned for the Imperial Uprising. The frick? It's just like, you dead because we feel like it, haha. Right, but you think back July to March. That's if it goes to March. I mean, obviously that's up to speculation. Yeah, it did. They got through two sites. Like, if it doesn't come out till February, like late February, then we only got 2 cycles in 1 year as opposed to the promised 3 or 4. But they did say that the cycle that they had planned, cycle 1.2, the naming scheme, cycle 1.2. No, they didn't say 4 minimum. They said each cycle is going to be 3 to 4 months. So that's anywhere from 3 to 4 in a year. Yeah. You got to have at least 3, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, that could have been a rumor, but that's what it is. Anything under 3 is dead space. I would have to agree. It's too long. The problem is Last Epoch is still acting like they're the new kid on the block that has to pay homage. From what they did say, it sounds like they want to make this one pretty monstrous. They want to make this one beefy, Firewolf. So, Judd, co-founder or founder, one of those, he and game director of the game, he said that cycle 1.2 Q1 2025, and they're going to be pulling content from cycle 1.3 into 1.2. I do agree, Nacho. I think this will be make or break. If it's not a banger, nobody gonna look again. It's... I feel like Last Epoch still very timid. They've always been very like... You I already haven't looked since late March. They're still very timid, and they look and see what the other games are doing, and then they try and plan their release schedule around there. But here's the thing. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse for Last Epoch if they keep trying to find a block of time when nothing else is going on. Because I mean, you got Torchlight Infinite, you got Path of Exile 1 still kicking, you got Path of Exile 2 coming out, you got Diablo 4, which has been on the uptick. And here's the thing about Diablo 4. They release on their own schedule. They don't care. They don't care. The main problem with Last Epoch... Oh, yeah, then you got other free-to-play games. Like you said, First Descendant. Yeah, not necessarily in the action RPG space. The thing is, Last Epoch was probably not ready for launch. But they got a lot of eyeballs put onto them because D4 was dropping the ball. And at the time, there wasn't a lot of competition. So D4 is dropping the ball. People are like, well, I already got excited to play another action RPG. So what else do we got out there? Well, we got Torchlight Infinite. I don't like the monetization. Well, you got Path of Exile. It's not casual friendly enough. I don't want to have spreadsheets next to me while I'm trying to play the game. What else is there? Well, there's Grim Dawn. That game's been dead for a while. It's technically not. They announced a new expansion, but I mean, that one's been complete. So, well, what else is there? Well, there's this game called Last Epoch. Let's check it out. Right. I understand you haven't spent a dime in Torchlight, but here's the thing. There's people who just see the monetization in Torchlight and they don't like it. The biggest PoE explosion was after D4. Exactly. There was enough people... Like honestly, D4 just kind of lit the ARPG scene on fire by how bad they dropped the ball. Evo TV, thank you for the follow. So because of that, they got a ton of eyeballs. Also, they had that patch come out. The Rune Master patch came out in September. And so people were checking it out. Rax came and started streaming the game for a little while. What's his face? Darth Microtransaction came and streamed the game for a little while. Zizaran came and played the game. Well, Zizaran had already played Last Epoch, but he was a proponent. Honestly, I heard about the game through Zizaran because he was talking about how bad D4 was going. And he's like, I wish they took some cues from smaller games like Last Epoch. And I'm like, what's that? I type it in. I'm like, huh. Yeah, Woody Joe came and streamed the game after Rax did. But that's the thing. Like, Last Epoch got a ton of eyeballs put onto it. And I feel like they felt the pressure to release the game. You got into the game through Rax? Yeah, a lot of people got into the game through Rax. Air Dragon was talking the other day. He got into the game through Rax as well. I started streaming the game before Rax, but not much sooner. I started streaming at the beginning of September of 2023, so it's already been a little over a year. Hey, go team. But then I think like a couple weeks or maybe even a month later, Rax was streaming the game. Yeah. It's LE 1.0 was a straight money for survival pitch, as any early access release to full gets a boost. Yeah, that's true. They got a massive boost. I mean, like, look at the concurrence. Now, Last Epoch didn't start off on the best footing. They had their servers burn up, which to this day I don't fully think that's Last Epoch's fault. They had like their server provider, like their servers croaked the night before. Like literally, it couldn't have been worse for Last Epoch. They haven't come out and said who they were using, but I have it on good authority. They were using Amazon Web Services, and apparently Amazon Web Services had, like, in terms of a server provider, what I'm just gonna say, they shit the bed the day before, and then Last Epoch was the one who got the blame for it. Yeah, it was a total trip, man. Yeah, so they actually no longer use... They didn't say who they were using before. All they said is we got new web provider. We got new servers. And I think it's Microsoft Azure. That's beyond the point. The web servers that they were using before, they croaked. Last Epoch got a lot of egg on their face because of it, unfortunately. Then cycle 1.1 got delayed. Because here's the thing, like, what was it? We started hearing about cycle 1.1 in May, right? We started hearing more about it, what it's going to be about. We knew it was going to be bringing a new pinnacle boss, that sort of thing. They haven't really said much about Cycle 1.2 other than the roadmap. And then they already said they're pulling content from Cycle 1.3 to buff out Cycle 1.2. And if you guys are curious why I keep calling them Cycles 1.1, 1.2, it was literally on their roadmap. That's what they named the cycles. On the roadmap, the cycles were literally named Cycle 1.1, Cycle 1.2, and Cycle 1.3, and Cycle 1.4. They don't want to. Yeah, I can understand that since they're going to be pulling content from a cycle that they had planned further in release. Yeah, I don't know much about the web providers.
Stand down and die.
Pros and cons.
Stand down and die.
Man, wish they fixed everything and changed a bit of the really old skill trees, like give it 3 to 4 points instead of 8. There's a lot they gotta do for the game, and they're a small team. Like, I mean that's basically it. They're a small team. Their updates are significantly slower. I feel like if they had come out and said, hey, we're going to do 2 cycles a year, and then in the middle of each cycle, we're going to do a cycle reset and set that expectation, I think that would have been the best move. Instead, they said multiple times cycles are supposed to be 3 to 4 months, and they have not been able to hit that. Whereas Blizzard has gotten rolling with Diablo 4, and they're just able to crank out content. They're able to crank out updates. Hell, the current season of Diablo 4 is a short one. And it was not lacking in content. It had plenty of content. They're just like, yeah, it's a shorter one. Want to know why? We're launching an entire expansion. Boom. Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody cares about the size of the team. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm going to say it, they were a little ballsy. They were like, we're launching the game, boom, we're expanding the game, boom, and cycles, new content will be every 3 to 4 months. They have not hit that number. Oh yeah, dude, Blizzard's team dwarfs last Epoch's team for sure. And the public, which means you need a PTR every 60 days. Yeah. Dude, look at that. Like, you could fire up the PTR. The only problem with D4 is you're playing D4. I mean, yeah, not the thing is, they were trying to, in this day and age, they were trying to play the ooh, we want to have secrets. I'm sorry, man. Secrets are done, dude. Like, your game will get data mined. Ever since they added a PTR, bro, Diablo 4 has done much better. PTR, best thing you can do for any massive game. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, with a PTR, you can find the hole before you fall in it. Yeah, you don't have the manpower to test otherwise. Seriously. And Last Epoch doesn't... Like, Last Epoch has testers, but you have to be approved by them, and you get access to their test server, and it's kind of hush-hush. You don't know who's testing it. Obviously, I couldn't be a tester because the only time I have to play the game is when I'm streaming it, and you can't be streaming and recording test servers for Last Epoch. I think that's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, because I'd love to test stuff that they got coming out for them, but even if I was on the test team, I couldn't do anything about it. Yeah, and unless they change the policy, there's no way I would ever be a tester for the game, just because this little block of time right now is the time I spend with you guys. Want to know what the crazy thing is? EHG doing all the things that Grinding Gear did in the beginning, just in different order. It's... Yeah, and Grinding Gear had the benefit of there was not a lot of competition back then. There was Diablo 3, which, ironically, Diablo 3 really hardcore shit the bed at the beginning. It took them like 2 years to get off the ground. I mean, maybe that's the secret, guys. Yeah, put me in CT. They need some honesty. Seriously. Bro, I mean, like, let's think about it. Some of the biggest action RPGs that are not named Diablo came about because of Diablo shit in the bed. Oh yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. I flipped that's like Last Epoch, in my opinion, was not ready for launch, but they were pressured because, like you said, D4 bad. Health and vitality, no. Oh. Okay. Let's take that off. I think even with the 30% health. Okay, let me try this. $110 out of 112. That's good. All right. Oh, I only got 3. Okay. I don't think this will be more health. Yeah. I need that to be a T7% increase health. Armor shred effect does nothing for us. And then now we're... Yeah. I mean, I could figure out my necrotic resistance somewhere else. But I'll hold on to that. That one's not too bad. Yeah, people were calling the worst parts of LE a breath of fresh air just because another game shit the bed. They shit the bed hard. But yeah, truly. I mean, that's how, like D4 was so bad. It was so easy to gloss over the worst parts of last Epoch. Because, I mean, let's face it. Like, I felt like last Epoch had a better loop than Season 1 of Diablo 4. You can do monoliths, which are still arguably the best part of last Epoch. There was the arena, which at the time I found very intriguing. I always liked the idea of wave-based survival, but I ultimately did not like the way the last Epoch implemented it. I would rather just... I don't like the, like, every 5 to 10 waves, it's like, do you want to continue? Like, no, bitch, I want to keep playing. Like, yes! Just go away. And then it's got to load a new map, and you're like, come on. It's like, let's go. Okay. I get it. It's probably for botting purposes, so somebody can't just sit there with an auto clicker or something and just farm all day, but I don't like it. It's like, I want to be in the action. And the waves need to be faster, in my opinion. It's not just like, here comes a wave. All right, you got to kill them all. Okay, they're all dead, and here comes the next wave. Yeah, like honestly, if you're not killing the mobs fast enough, you should be punished for just more waves showing up over and over again. Yeah, I don't like the way it's implemented. It's just boring, in my opinion. Like, no, I don't think all the mobs should hit you at once, but I think mobs should keep spawning at a proper interval instead of waiting for you to kill a certain select number of mobs first. It needs to be more like Vampire Survivors. Yes, dude, Vampire Survivors is lit. Right, yeah. I still think monoliths are some of the best loops. I really enjoy monoliths. That's what keeps bringing me back to the game, but like, monoliths have still been kind of like the same for a long time. They need a bit of polish. Need a little bit of they just need some customability. I mean, they've gotten a few facelifts, like the ability to use glyphs of envy to take on the boss. The fact you can push corruption faster, I think, was a huge win. Okay, I see where you're going with that, iFlip. Bring some of that Circle of Fortune magic over. Against all odds. Yeah, Coco, you're not alone. I don't know if he's still here, but Nacho was saying that he thinks it's just going to happen. He thinks regardless, they're just going to reset. Even if the entire community votes no, and it's a resounding no, right? Like 85 to 15% in favor of no. He thinks that they're just going to do a reset. Well, here's what I think they should have done, iFlip. They should have led with the statement that the second statement. Instead, they just, with no information added, they just announced out of nowhere they're doing a mid-cycle refresh, which confused everybody. And everybody like, wait, what's happened to the cycle? I thought it was supposed to be every 3 to 4 months. Your word's not ours. Then they're like, no comment. And then there was a week and a half to 2 weeks of just pure speculation and outrage. And a bunch of people have already left. Let's be honest. A bunch of people are already like, well, I'm going to have to wait till the next cycle. I just got to Aberoth. I don't want to have to deal with Legacy. They should have had a rollback. No, the main problem that the thing is, you would have had a number of people who are playing Circle of Fortune going, seasons are just garbage for games, bro. I mean, I like seasons. They're like the new car smell. I like the way they bring content to the game. It's something to plan around. Yeah, technically the game doesn't even really have seasons. They just have, 6-month updates. Just your opinion? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Evo. And I don't know if you heard, but thank you for following. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting, man. I appreciate it. The thing is, I don't think it's... Yeah, but Evo might be thinking, like, expansions. Like, imagine if there wasn't... Imagine they went with an older legacy model, so to speak. Kind of like what Diablo's doing, definitely the hybrid model. They're doing seasons and expansions. But imagine if last Epoch, instead of releasing 3 to 4 month cycles, they just every year you play, and then maybe they just do a reset for those who want to, right? And then they would do like a yearly expansion. So like, let's say the game costs like what, $35, $40. Well, let's say you release an expansion that was $25 that brought a huge amount of content to the game. Nah, you're just messing with me, Nacho. You serious? I missed the Champions Regalia of the Ox? was in yellow, then if it was in yellow or orange, it was not an affix I was looking for. It was probably on there, but it was not, because if it was purple, it would have been the way I got my loop filter set up, it was it would have been a T6. If it was red, it would have been a T7. If it was yellow/orange, it means it was an affix that was on there, but there was like a class affix that I had on there for shattering purposes. The thing is, I got so many class affixes now, I technically don't even need it in the loop filter. I just leave it there because I'm lazy. Oh, I came all the way back here for a Glyph of Despair.
Stand down or die.
So we should know the results of the poll by tomorrow, right, chat? I think that was my understanding.
Stand down or die.
I thought they said the dev stream was on Friday. Like during their normally scheduled dev streams that they have. I don't know. Was there a dev stream today? I completely missed if that was the case. I feel like I would have had at least one person pop in here going, yo, bro, dev stream. You see that, man? They all voted. You fill in the blank. Tomorrow. Okay. Oh, right. Different part of the country. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, for me, it's Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. Bike's world is United States only. Yeah, indeed. Did I say different part of the country, different part of the world? Yeah. My entire world is apparently the United States. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night on that note. If you're over here on Twitch, you know what? Probably because I'm going to be streaming this game. If you guys remember Immortalize, he used to stream a lot of Path of Exile, but he's found some good footing in Diablo 4. We're going to send him some love. Just say hi anyway. I was not planning on streaming tomorrow, but if you guys are going to be interested in talking about the dev update, I can go live. I got a play date. I'm going to be playing Hunt Showdown. It's a completely different game, but I can make myself available if you guys wanted to talk about whatever the dev stream chat was. Our schedules, me and my buddies, it's finally aligned where we all have Friday night off. So I'm like, yo, guys, we got to do some Hunt Showdown. And they're like, bet. And so, I don't typically cover that game, so I wasn't planning on streaming it. But I have no problem talking about Last Epoch while playing this game. I'm probably going to have a couple drinks, probably have a bottle of whiskey nearby. Probably won't be live for super long. But if you guys are interested, I can go live. But otherwise, say hi to Immortalize for us. He's playing Diablo 4. And yeah, thank you for being here, guys. It was a great night. Great conversation. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the follows. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back on Last Epoch on Saturday. Anyway, you guys take care. Say hi to Immortalize for us. Wait, did the raid go through? I don't think it went through. Oh, it did. All right. YouTube, thanks for rocking with me. See you guys later.